like to start with this foundational way that I view teams. And I ask leaders to view teams through two lenses. Now, most times when we talk about wanting to improve our teams, we talk about high functioning teams. And the way that we think about that is teams that get along, they're productive, they get things done. So if you have a high functioning team in your school or your district or your organization, they're probably going to be described with the words that you see here on the screen. But what I think is most key to remember, and when I work with leaders and teams, is we are not only after a high functioning team, we must also look at the impact that our team has on whatever outcome we're looking for. And in schools and districts, it's always student learning. Like at the end of the day, teaming is great, collaboration, we want to improve, but it's for the purpose of improving student learning, as well as obviously educator learning. But at the end of the day, we're looking for particular outcomes for students. So a high impact team might be described with terms like they're achieving, they're effective, they're making a measurable difference for students. What I want to share with you is that you need both. We want both high functioning and high impact. And as I've been doing this work for a number of years, what I discovered is something interesting about observing a lot of teams, and the fact that when you put function and impact side by side on a matrix, you learn something about four types of teams. The first is your high functioning, high impact team. This is where all teams want to land in quadrant one. That's, we get along, we're productive, and what we're producing is having a measurable difference for kids. Where no one wants to be, of course, is quadrant three, the low functioning, low impact team. There's going to be low morale. There's going to be conflict that's unproductive. And you're also not making a measurable difference for student learning, and probably not even teacher learning. Where quadrant two and quadrant four are where it gets really interesting to me. Quadrant two is this high functioning but low impact team. And I use the metaphor of the hamster wheel, right? They're working hard, they have momentum, they're collegial, they're productive. But what is being produced for students and teacher learning at the end of the day? The problems that they had when they started collaborating probably are still going to be there afterwards. And quadrant four is this low functioning, high impact team, which kind of doesn't make sense at first when you think about it. However, low functioning, so they're really going to be guarded. They're not going to, there might be some fighting that's unproductive, but individually, they probably have impact. They're sort of those superheroes, which is why you see that icon there. But collectively, they're not learning from one another, and they're actually not reaching the impact that they could reach, even though perhaps they might be called a high-performing team or in a high-performing district, for example.